I went from working a construction job that I absolutely hated, in the freezing cold, pissing rain, coming home on a train every single day, covered in shit from head to toe, stinking, smelling up the place, to 1 year later, moving to Dubai, having an online multi-six-figure business that now gives me the freedom to literally travel the world. I'm here in Spain at the moment, and this didn't happen by luck. It happened because there was 9 specific habits that I changed in my day-to-day life that allowed me to be here right now and live this current reality. And most guys, they want the freedom, they want the money, they want the body, they want the mindset, but each year they keep ending up in the exact same position. And what you have to realize is that comes down to your daily habits. So in this video, I have it listed out so we have an exact structure to follow. You're going to get the 9 daily habits in order. And I promise you, if you follow these steps, it will completely transform your life. And I'm not just saying this from theory. As I just mentioned, this is from my own life experience, but I've helped hundreds of guys do the same. From getting pissed up every weekend and whatever comes along with that, to transforming their body, starting their online businesses. The guys working in their 9-to-5s who have now started businesses that have now making more money. And by the way, I'm not like a business mentor or anything like that. I'm not going to try to sell you a business course or anything, by the way, just in case you think that's what it is. But what I'm saying is these specific habits actually allow you to become the man that's capable of building the life that you want. Okay? I get worked up about this. I'm going to put the camera down now. I'm going to calm down and then tranquilo. I'm going to speak you through these 9 habits. But most guys, honestly, they think they have a genetic problem when it comes to the physique. They don't. They think they have a business problem. You don't. You don't have a business problem. You don't have a knowledge problem. You don't have an information problem. You don't have a motivation problem. Okay? It's like you have a structure problem. You don't have the correct structure to get you from where you're currently at right now to where you want to get to. And that comes down to your daily habits. It comes down to your identity. And that's exactly what we're going to talk you through right now. Okay? Let's go. First one. So this is my daily blueprint, guys. And I'll actually show you. So you don't think I'm one of these guys that's fucking chatting shit. Like, this is literally every single day. This is my daily blueprint. I tick it off. This is non-negotiable. I still live by this. So this isn't just something that I've done once. But I'll actually say one more thing. There has been times where I haven't ticked the daily blueprint and everything goes to shit. My standards drop, my physique drops, business can dip. This is not just a thing that you do, you get to an end result and all of a sudden you've made it. No, this is like how you show up every single day. This is the standard that you live by, the total control standard. Okay? As I said, I get a little bit worked up because I get excited about this. I love talking about this and I know how powerful this is. So get a pen, get paper, take note. And make sure you fucking implement. That's the key. Otherwise, it's just mental masturbation. Right, so daily habit number 1. Wake up early. And early, that's different for everyone. Okay, so right now, if you're in a position, okay, like I'm going to relate to both sides because right now I still wake up early. I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone I need to answer to, but I still wake up every single day. And I'll touch on why I do. But if you're in a position right now where maybe you're working a 9-to-5, when I was in Vancouver, I used to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning because I was like, okay, I got clear as to what I wanted. And that, like, this isn't even a habit that I want to touch off, but getting very, very clear on your North Star goal is actually number 1. And I should have mentioned that. That number 1 is your North Star goal. What do you actually want out of life? Because if you don't know what you want out of life, the rest of this is going to become hard. Because you're just going to be like, well, why will I get up early? Why will I do this? Why will I do that? You need to get crystal clear as to what you want out of life. And once you get crystal clear, this becomes easy. It just comes down to your daily habits. Okay, so crystal clear, clarity, number 1, North Star goal. Get clear on it, take time, sit on it. What do you truly want? Not what society tells you is the norm or what you should want or what your parents are saying, what you actually want out of life. Get clear on that. Wake up early. Okay, so if you are working a 9-to-5 right now, as I mentioned, I was working a 9-to-5. I used to get up at 4 a.m. I used to study for 2 hours. I used to then get the train to work. Between train, commute, everything. It was about, some days were 16 hours, and that's no joke. Okay, by the time I got there, worked, and got back. We used to be working, and I'm not going to dive too deep into it. But basically, 16 hours, I'd come home, I'd go to the gym, I'd prep my meals, and I'd fall asleep. But I'd get up early, and that block, Okay, that was when I could really focus on what I wanted to focus on. I could focus on myself, because the rest of the day I was working for someone else, showing up for myself in the gym. Yes, but it's like I needed to take that time. And if you can wake up early and prioritize yourself and take some time for yourself and get in tune with yourself, that's the number one thing. As I said, right now I still wake up early, and the reason I do that is because movement. That's my second daily habit of the day. Okay, so I'll wake up early. I'll have my morning supplements and hydration. You need to make sure you're waking up, you're hydrating, but then movement. I'm getting out, I'm moving the body. Before I look at my phone, before I go to scroll on Instagram or any of this nonsense, I'll wake up, habit number one. I'll then make sure I have my supplements, my electrolytes, my supplements to help with my cognitive function, to help with my muscle building, to help with my memory, to help with my hydration. These are all supplements that I take first thing in the morning to fuel myself correctly first thing in the day. The next thing I will then do is I'll go out for a walk and movement. I do press ups and I'll go for a walk. Luckily right now, even when I wake up, it's still dark, but it's a nice walk here. Get up, get some movement in. Wake your body up naturally. Okay, that's going to set you up for the day as well. If you're getting up and you're slamming cups of coffee and you're just on the way to work and you're asleep and you're tired, you're listening to news, think about that reality compared to the reality of waking up early, prioritizing you and your goals for that first part of the day, having some supplements and making sure you're hydrated. Most people are walking around dehydrated. It breaks my heart. But once you do that and then you get some movement, you're waking up naturally. You're getting some daylight into your face. You're hydrating. And then the fourth habit, and this has honestly been like the biggest habit for me and the most life-changing habit, is my morning alignment process. Okay, and this is what I give to all my guys. This is what I've built out personally after years and years of studying the likes of Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard, all the OGs, and even some of the modern day guys as well. And I've condensed it into a morning alignment process. And I'm not just going to say, oh, here's the morning alignment process. I actually want to kind of touch off it for you, so you can implement this as well. Okay, like this is like a whole training that I have in for my guys. But what the morning alignment process is, it's essentially gratitude. It's then installing the identity of the future you, the person that you are becoming, the guy that you're working towards. Remember I mentioned the North Star goal? You have to step into that identity and act from him each and every day. So your gratitude, your identity, and then your visualization. They're the 3 steps of that morning alignment process, and it's been absolutely game changer. The more I dive deep into like mindset and the OGs, Neville Goddard, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor's like in-depth course that I've been studying literally for years and years and years and years. He's the OG. And that's what's condensed down into this morning alignment process. But for you, it can be just a bit of meditation. It can be some visualization, getting aligned with your goals. It can be gratitude. This will still have huge effects on your life. Okay. Then, so we've early wake up, supplements, hydration. We've movement first thing. And as I should mention, is we're not touching our phone at any of this time. Morning alignment, we still don't touch our phone. And then we're set up for the day, guys. And this can be done within the first, it can be done within the first half an hour, it can be done within the first hour, depending on how much time you have for yourself. And that is key. But what we then need to do is, this is a daily habit that I still have right now. Right now, it's business growth. So it's what's going to actually move the needle forward towards that big vision that you have. Business growth. But again, right now, obviously, I've YouTube creation, my course creation, my client fulfillment. These are all things that are like business growth now. But when it comes to when I was actually in Vancouver and I was in that 9 to 5, my business growth or my personal growth was me waking up. It was buying a course. It was investing into an online PT course at the time, is what the first course that I ever did. That was me investing into that and sitting down and just like study. Okay, that was the habit that got me to where I'm currently at right now. And with these, like, you might think, oh, I need a big, huge needle mover. You don't need to understand exactly how you're going to get to where you want to be. But what you need to do is you need to understand what's that first step. Because once you take that first step, it opens up the next thing. Like, did I realistically know the impact that me getting up early at the time would have had to my life now, probably not. I did not think in my wildest dreams, to be honest. I just didn't. My first thing was like, okay, if I can make some money online and I can match my online income, helping people achieve a better body. That was the goal at the time. I was like, that's my North Star goal. Like, that is huge for me. That's crazy. And like since then, it's just obviously fucking 100x nearly, which is nuts. But it's like these small. That's why the power of your small daily habits, guys. It's like, make sure that you're like, okay, what are the things that are going to improve you? What are the things that are going to step you forward? Even I used to listen to podcasts, like podcasts at the start of my journey from coming out of construction into here was like podcast. I'd just be listening to podcasts each and every day. So that could be your personal growth. That can be your business growth. That can be your life growth. So you need to focus on that as well. Okay, so once you get clear on the North Star goal, you're like, okay, what's going to actually move me? What's going to take me that next step? Because once you hit that next step, the next step will open, and then the next step, okay? So focus, even for an hour, half an hour, whatever you can, guys. I promise you, the more obviously you can focus on it, the better. But it's like, focus on tasks that are actually going to move you forward in your life, okay? We can spend hours and hours. Like, think about it. Even if you spend an hour scrolling on Instagram, an hour times 7, that's 7 hours. In a month, that's 7, 14, 21, 28 hours. If you're telling me you put 28 hours into yourself alone, 1 hour every day, it's not going to be a better, more beneficial time. And realistically, we're probably spending more time than an hour on social media. So just get very, very specific with your time, guys, and just get very intentional with your time. And it doesn't mean we have to be working all day, every day, or it doesn't have to mean we have to be, I need to slow down. It doesn't mean we have to be like an absolute robot. We can still enjoy ourselves. We can, but it's like, just get intentional and what is actually going to move the needle forward. Because we can be busy all day and get nothing done, or we can be productive for 1 to 2 hours a day and move forward light years. Don't know why I said light years. That was pretty fucking gay. We can move, we can move forward pretty quickly. Then your body, your train. You need to get your body fit, physically fit, mentally is one thing, physically is the next thing. Okay, so get into the gym, build an aesthetic physique. I know. Get to 10% body fat. Okay, you obviously have to have a little bit of muscle tissue, but like, build the muscle if you haven't built the muscle. Get to 10% body fat. And once you live at that standard of a guy that it can live at 10% body fat, and I don't mean just getting to 10% body fat for a photo shoot and then fall out of shape a month later. That's not what we want. We need to build out a system to get you to a position where you're in shape, you can maintain it easily because you go through the specific 4-step framework. So your prime, your peak, your reverse, and then your total control. You can maintain that 10% body fat, and then you're operating at the highest standard because you've showed up for yourself with your body, you've installed that identity, and then once you have the physique, you can maintain it easily. And then I'm diving a little bit too deep, but just train, get cardio done, make sure you build an aesthetic physique. That is key. You need to train your body. Your body is the foundation of everything when you think about it. Because if you're not training, your energy is going to be low. Your energy is going to be unpredictable. It's going to be inconsistent because you're just kind of not prioritizing your body. Even for longevity, for overall health, you need to train, get some cardio in. Then your macros needs to be 100% dialed in. And this, when it comes to the body, is obviously fundamental. You're not going to build an aesthetic physique if your macros is, you're guessing it, or you don't know what your targets are. You're just eating what you think is healthy. It's an improvement, but it's not going to get you to the physique that you want. And what it's not going to do is have you mentally sharp and have that predictable energy, because your nutrition is literally the fuel that you're putting into your body. If you're eating shit and you're eating garbage and your structure's all wrong, you're eating too close to bed, you're not spacing out your protein throughout the day, you're seriously, I see this happen all the time. You're not going to be operating at a high standard. And honestly, I would say most people are operating at about 20% because they're not training. They're eating processed foods. They're not drinking enough water. It's just like this mental brain fog that they're having all day, and they think it's normal. People don't understand how it is to operate at a high standard. So you need to make sure your macros is absolutely dialed in for you and for your goals, okay? And then mindset. Get the mindset locked in. As I said, I studied Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard. these are the OGs, your Napoleon Hills. So just take some time, read a book, 30 minutes a day, podcast, 30 minutes a day. That's going to allow you to understand yourself more, understand your mind more, and actually be able to go after your goals. Okay, because if you don't have the right mindset, everything stems from your mindset at the end of the day. It's what your mind is set on. Okay, so you need to have a strong mindset, because otherwise, there's going to be a couple of hurdles that pop up and you're going to fall back and you're going to not understand what's happening. Or it's like, even understanding, it's like, I'm getting too deep into this again. But it's like understanding when you go after goals that there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be tests from the universe. And it's like, once you understand what these things are, you can just continue to go through them. Okay, but you need to focus on the mindset work. And again, that's a big thing that I work on with all my guys, is your mindset and understanding. Okay, it's like, we're going to go after these goals. It's not always going to be easy, but once you understand and once you have the frameworks and the skills and the knowledge, it becomes a lot easier to overcome what is going to face you as you work towards your goals. And then early to bed, this is the key. If you don't go to bed early, what happens? You don't wake up early. Then you probably don't go for your morning movement. Then you probably skip your morning alignment. Then you're not hitting your business, your training, your macros, your mindset. So the sleep is literally the key. And it's so important to make sure, you're getting at least 8 hours sleep when it comes to your body, for your fat loss, for your muscle building, for your cognitive function, for longevity, for your whole life. Just make sure you're getting to sleep early. And these are honestly, as I said, guys, this isn't from theory, this is from lived experience. It's what I work with my clients each and every week, each and every day, and it's game changer. So we have the early wake up to prime yourself for your day, to get aligned with your goals, your supplementation, your hydration, your morning movement, whether that's some press-ups if it's pissing rain outside, or else going out for some walks. You're not looking at your phone at this time. Your morning alignment process, your gratitude, you align your identity and your visualization to that North Star goal that you have. Business growth. Business growth, or if if we're in business right now, obviously business growth is going to be the key. What are the needle movers for our business? But if you don't yet have a business, your skill set. Okay, so you're working on your skill set. What is going to move you forward? Educate yourself. That's going to be key. Your training, your cardio, making sure that you're at least 4 to 5 days per week in the gym, building a strong aesthetic physique. Again, not just for how you look, but for how you feel about yourself. The identity that you create for yourself from showing up for yourself on a daily basis. Respect from birds, from women. Who doesn't want that? You get a nicer chick. Respect from other men. You walk into a room and people respect you a lot more because they see your discipline. They see you've built the physique. You show up for yourself. Okay? Your macros dialed in, because you won't get the physique you want unless the macros dialed in. You won't have the cognitive function that you want to go after your goals, the predictable energy, if your macros is all over the shop. Okay? Then your mindset work. Focus on building your mind. Your body, you build your body, you build your mindset. It's same. They both need just as much time and effort and energy. And then get to bed early. And I promise you guys, if you do this, you really focus on this will transform your life. It transformed my life, and I know it will transform your life. But again, take action. Do not be that person mentally masturbating again. And if you want help, you want to work with me one-to-one, just click the link below. We can have a chat literally through WhatsApp. I'm not going to try and get you on a sales call and sell you. We'll have a chat on WhatsApp. We'll go from there. If it aligns, it aligns. If not, promise me you're going to do one thing. You're going to take action on these 9 steps. Peace and love. See you in the next one.